Hi guys. So I just watched a bit of gameplay of Final Fantasy Mobius or Mobius Final Fantasy, and didn't get any of the plot, none of the backstory as to why you're this random character or where you're going, but I did get to see quite a bit of actual gameplay in terms of battle. I would like to uh, probably. I don't think I've had to rescind anything just due to the fact that I haven't actually made that comment just yet. But in the past, I've said most mobile games are just cash vacuums or money pits or whatever. And I mean, to a point, it's still true. But I'm looking at Mobius Final Fantasy, and a full story looks like it's developing from it. A cast of characters is being developed from it. The actual visuals of the game are absolutely astounding, just beautiful. I don't I don't see any negatives in terms of the actual presentation. The music sounds great. The actual visual sounds great. I'm probably going to download it soon to give you a more hands-on experience, how I felt in terms of playing the game. I don't really have a capture card ready for my phone, so it's really just going to be more of an audio review of the game. But my first impressions, based on all the gameplay I've seen so far, is that this is actually a mobile game that I'm actually pretty hyped for. I mean, beyond the whole Pokemon Go thing, Pokemon Go has been one of those things that I'm sure many people had been thinking about. Oh, this thing, if we had this technology, we would be able to put Pokemon into a virtual world within our world, making the whole situation about finding Pokemon slightly more realistic, in the sense that you'd actually be able to see them through the phone. That's cool. That's cool. But after all the issues that have shown up surrounding it, of course, the fan base has withered just a little bit. Only a little bit, from what I understand. But yeah, I don't know if this game will garner the fan base that Pokemon Go did. I'm pretty confident it might not. But looking at the actual presentation, the actual quality of the game itself, the amount of strategy you actually need to know, well, not need to know, but need to use to complete a battle, it actually looks like a game that had a whole lot of thought put into it, and not just, okay, this is one of those mobile games where you can equip a character with random accessories, hit auto battle, and the game will be done for you. I mean, from what I saw, auto battle is an option, but there's such an interesting battle system that you are being introduced to. You are essentially being given this whole touch to attack style, or tap the screen to attack. You have 3 attacks to use against your enemy, and each attack will spill out what essentially looks like MP crystals or something like that, and you absorb those MP crystals to charge up a gauge, a mana gauge of some sort, or a special gauge, and create the ability to cast magic. And each enemy, as with a lot of mobile games, as we've seen so much of, each enemy has its own element that it is very weak to. And when you exploit that weakness, similar to the Persona games, the enemy will fall over and they will enter a break state, making them much more vulnerable. They're much more vulnerable to attack, and actually this whole system had been taken from Final Fantasy 13, which has been universally panned as one of the worst Final Fantasy games in terms of story and characters ever. Now, like I said, I don't really have a deep knowledge of what the characters in Mobius are going to be like, or why they are where they are. But just looking at the actual quality of the action and gameplay, they have dynamic camera angles for each attack. They have a changing battle theme for whatever enemy you're fighting in changing situations. You have a whole slew of Final Fantasy enemies that are essentially iconic, and others that are more well known from other games that might or might not have been as famous. They will certainly gain their exposure now. But yeah, I'm actually pretty excited to see what Square Enix can do in regards to some other mobile platform games. And I have said this to my friends several times. I absolutely abhorred all of the mobile platform games. I mean, I have a couple on my phone, but the vast majority of the games that I've played in terms of mobile are usually of some degree of quality. I've played Mabinogi Duel, which was a pretty high quality game, and a game called Punch Quest, which I've basically requested to, or I've referred to everyone I've met who wants to play a cool little infinite runner. But I haven't ever seen a game so focused on how the visuals look and how the action feels as I'm seeing with Mobius Final Fantasy. Now, I'm gonna end this video right about here, so I can actually go back to my phone that has been downloading this game for about a couple minutes. I think it's done by this point, and play the game for myself, see how it actually feels. If it feels just as good as it looks, and if the story is as interesting as I was being told, or not being inferred by the visuals and the cutscenes I'm seeing in between, this might actually be a game that I would I would actually put this up as a contender for a handheld game of the year, if you could count it as that. If you could actually give an award to a mobile game, I might give it to Mobius Final Fantasy. So yeah, I'm sorry, Pokemon Go fans. I've played the game enough that I understand the draw to it, how much fun it can be, but so much of this this past few days, these past few weeks, has been muddled and in all sorts of I don't even know what to call it. Just some of it's controversy, some of it's just pure disappointment. Some of it's just altogether dropping the ball for Niantic and Nintendo. But yeah, like I said before, this potential mobile game of the year, cell phone game of the year, I'm gonna go play that right about now, and I'm gonna probably get back to you by tomorrow and tell you how I feel about it. So yeah, this has been Stefan for Gaming Pigeon, aka Nebro5000. Follow us on Twitter at TG Pigeon Tweets, and you can follow me on Twitter at Nebro5000. That's NEBRO 5000. And yeah, have a nice day, everybody. And yeah, give mobile games a chance. I guess that's the lesson for today. Bye.